Okay, so hi, I'm Rochelle from Trio Anima Mundi, and this is Noella and Kenji, my colleagues. We've really enjoyed our relationship with Montsalvat over the years. We always love coming here. Feels like a really nurturing and supportive place for artists and artistic pursuits, and it feels like Montsalvat is really all about the art and the artists and the artistic community, which is fantastic. So we really enjoy coming here. The barn is just gorgeous for chamber music as well. It's a beautiful setting. It's close to the city, so you can just come out for an afternoon, and yet it's in a really uniquely Australian setting, Australian landscape, which is lovely as well. And it feels like a really creative space and somewhere where we really enjoy coming to play. So thanks to Montsalvat.
So, Trio Anima Mundi was formed in 2008, and I don't know whether it's fortunately or unfortunately, but I'm the only founding member left. So everyone left, and now these two have stayed on for a few years now, so that's promising, which is good. And one of the things that we've done over the years is unearth repertoire that's not as familiar to the general public. So the piece we're playing today for the Montsalvat session is the first movement of the fourth piano trio by Gottlieb Reissiger, which is a name that's completely forgotten now, even though he was one of the big names in the middle of the 19th century. So Schumann thought his piano trios, of which there are 28, thought they were jewel-like and were pleasing to the ear, and we wondered why none of them have been performed recently. So we've just embarked on a huge project to survey all 28 piano trios over the next few years. So this is our first step in that project.
Can I ask why he loved a trio? Why these three instruments, why the trio?
Well, he actually Reissiger wrote repertoire for everything. Operas, oratorios, symphonies, liturgical music, lots of chamber music. It just happened that he also wrote 28 piano trios in his spare time. And it is quite unusual in a sense that he wrote so many, because there are plenty of other romantic composers that get a lot of airtime who only wrote 2 or 3. For example, Mendelssohn and Brahms and Schumann. So 28. So it's quite a challenge. And the fourth trio is actually titled a grand trio. So it was actually one of about 8 or 9 that he actually called a grand trio as opposed to just a trio. And I think the drama in this music says it for itself.
We run a series every year of 3 concerts. We do one in Geelong, one in Melbourne, and one at Montsalvat. So it's actually nice to be back in this setting at Montsalvat. We've always loved coming up here, the community here, and meeting the people. And obviously, wherever we perform, we have different audiences, different communities we meet. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be back in October if restrictions stay the way or ease. So we are looking forward to coming back to the space again in October. So if you are interested to come along, you can always check out. I would say there's a link, but there's no link here. So just look up trioanimamundi.com and you can get information from there.
We originally started the group to raise money for charities. So it was a way of musicians giving back to society. So that was the starting point. And then we moved beyond that and decided, well, are there other ways that we can give back to society? So one was through commissioning new works of obviously contemporary composers, and the other was actually looking back the other way and saying, well, are there pieces, is there music of composers who are completely forgotten now that we can unearth and say, okay, well, there's all this cultural heritage that we can explore and unearth. So I guess the idea of the Trio Anima Mundi sort of expanded over the last decade or so.